Hello dear friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Ishani and today as a part of the amazing card hop-in we are doing marbling with the theme being the year you were born. And I have chosen to play with pocket-friendly technique alcohol inks. And if you are a frugal crafter, you will love this video because this technique uses cheaper art supplies. So let's dive in. I'm using cheaper watercolor paper which is thicker. This is 300 GSM. You could also use Nina Classic Crest Solar White 110 pounds. And I cut them into panels that can be turned into cards, like card panels. I put around an inch of water in a glass dish. And now let's start playing. I start with putting caramel, ginger and mermaid blue, but it is all up to you. You can use whatever colors you have, or you can decide on the basis of what color background you need or how would you like to use this alcohol panel. I have various examples to show you how I used these marbled panels. I let this panel dry and this water still looks like I could use it because it's not turned muddy yet. So I add some blues. And one way is to slide the paper inside the water. But you could also dip the paper straight with the surface down on the water surface. This way you get more color on one of the sides. I change my water and then add some red and pink and just play around with various inks. And what I notice is that for the marbling with water, if you use darker pigment colors, you get better results which are bright and vibrant, and lighter ones fade a little because we are using watercolor paper, but they're perfect for softer backgrounds. This video is a part of a hop, and if you're someone who wants to learn new techniques and get great ideas to use for your paper crafts, I encourage you to hop along. After my video, please check out the next person in the hop given in the description box below. I went ahead and played around with different color combinations. It was fun, and I must admit the only reason that I don't play with alcohol inks much is because the solvent or the isopropyl alcohol, though cheap, has the smell that gets into my head, and let's not even talk about the synthetic paper or the UPO paper. So what could be better than water and normal cardstock and some organic marbled backgrounds? After I have played around with normal cardstock and water and got some lovely marbling on both the sides of my paper, it's almost like choosing which side of pattern paper to use. Do you wonder how does this technique work with alcohol ink specific synthetic paper? I tried that as well. But no, it was too light and too runny. No marbling with synthetic paper. Now with synthetic paper, I want to imitate the veins like on the marble stone. So I let the inks run, and as it dries, let me share a trivia with you. You know that Italian marble is very famous, but the great Taj Mahal of India is made of Makrana marble found in an Indian quarry, and already was world famous before the idea of Taj Mahal was even conceived by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. And if you don't know, I'm from India, so I'm very happy about sharing this trivia with you. I'm going to use a gold foil for giving some marble effect on this yellow paper, for which I'm letting the ink dry fast. But as the ink dries, as soon as the ink dries, I'm going to put the foil over it. As soon as the wetness goes away, you put the paper so that the foil sticks onto your UPO paper. If you delay, the ink will be all dried up and it will not let the gold of the foil stick to it. Also, did you notice when I put the heat tool underneath the paper, it started making small pools of alcohol inks which dried up, really making a very beautiful texture on the paper. Trying all these techniques was so fun, and I did so many other panels and I thought I would not bore you and record everything. So I will just show you one more that I did the same thing. I used red for this panel, similar synthetic paper, and I did the foiling with gold. You can do with any foils that you may have. And let's go ahead and see how did these panels turn out. Here are some examples of the watercolor papers that we did. I let the cardstock that was dipped in the water dry overnight, and in the morning, because it was warped a little, I ran them through my die cutting machine so that the warping is reduced. On the other side are my synthetic paper where I tried alcohol inks and then tried some foiling with my foils and the technique that I had shown you earlier. Now let's go ahead and see how did I turn all these panels into lovely cards based on the theme of our hop. Do you recognize this girl or this family? For the theme I googled what happened in the year I was born. Maybe you remember this rude behavior. And when I googled, I found that Small Wonder, a series we watched as kids, started that year. So I thought all the ways I can incorporate Small Wonder in my cards. For my first card, let's do some die cutting of a marble background. It's a great way to incorporate marble backgrounds on our cards. I'm using the red alcohol ink panel with the gold marbles, and I have this die which looks just like the red ribbon our Small Wonder Vicky wore. The pop of red reminded me of Christmas, so why not add some snowflakes on my cardstock by dry embossing. I take an embossing folder and dry emboss on a white cardstock. I'm going to use the debossed side because I forgot to stamp sentiment before running it through the die cutting machine, and on the embossed side it would be difficult to stamp. For the sentiment, I am taking Happy Holidays from a waffle flower stamp set called Classic Holiday Sentiments, and I stamp it in black ink just where my ribbon will have the gap. Then to add some interest to my card, I add a little golden washi tape at the bottom of my card panel and adhere it all on a top folding grey card base with double-sided strong tape. And then I add my bow with foam tape. And ta-da! Here's my first card inspired by the Vicky's bow, a clean and simple Christmas card. Will it not be a great design for making multiples? I think this can be done for Christmas. Marble backgrounds look good just as they are, but why not add some twist? And for this panel, I'm going to dry emboss my marbled panel with Altenew's Geo Diamonds embossing folder. This is a 3D embossing folder and gives great texture. I chose this design because this will match the theme of the card, as it looks like it could be a circuit design. Any guesses? What am I making? Well, now I'm making a birthday card based on our show and coloring a cake. And as I do that, let me share with you that I have many videos with amazing techniques and ideas. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll subscribe to it and maybe incorporate some in your next projects. So now that the cake is baked, let's stamp a sentiment. I stamped my sentiment with black ink and I'm using a dark blue cardstock to match my dry embossed marble paper. And it's time to show you who is going to present the cake. A robot. This could be Vicky. I glue them all and you see how some fun backgrounds can easily be used for making quick cards. I hope you like this idea. The next one is a derivative of our theme. Vicky was a machine and I just received a gift of stencils from an Indian company, Craft Junction, with a soldier holding a machine gun. And I thought, why not stencil on a marbled background? Did I hear someone say masculine cards were tough? I'm going to stencil the soldier in a way that it looks like a silhouette image. I chose the area that looked a bit like evening sky, and I've taken a dark grey ink. You can use black ink as well, and stencil the image on my marble background. The places where I felt the stenciling was not crisp, I add some color after the stenciling with my pencil color. I'm from a soldier family and I have so many soldiers around that I thought, why not make a birthday card out of it? And I chose a masculine font of a Simon Says stamp and stamped in black ink. I adhere it on a black side folding card base. And here you have a perfect, simple, yet striking silhouette masculine card. Made in minutes. Now isn't that a fun masculine card? And quick as well? Because we have used paper that can handle watercoloring, I'm going to use it to my advantage. And I have die cut my marbled panel with scalloped frame. And I'm using this Mertini on the Rock stamp set by Carfty Meraki for creating an underwater scene. I stamped some underwater elements directly on the marble background, and also I stamp my sentiment. And I have colored and fussy cut some other elements to create a scene. And I take Tombows because ours is a watercolor paper, and you could use any water-based markers for coloring on the marbled background. After coloring, I adhere my mermaid and seahorse and shells, etc. with glue. And then to add some sheen, I take Spectrum Noir's shimmery pen and add it on the mermaid's fluke. Did you know that mermaid's tail is called a fluke? I added some brightness to the eyes of the seahorse and the mermaid with white pen, and then adhere this panel on a side folding dark pink cardstock. How can a girly card with mermaid in pink not have more sparkles? So I add Carfty Meraki's rainbow sparkles on my card too, and that makes me very happy. This card and my next are for girls, and that's how I associate them with Small Wonder. Marble backgrounds are excellent for die cutting your word dies. I'm using Carfty Meraki's Happy Birthday Shadow Word die, and I will cut out only happy out of it. This die has become one of my most used happy die, and I'm going to use it in the next card as well. I love the beautiful font and that there are various ways you can use this die. I have a brown cardstock cut happy from a previous project that I'll use here with my outer and inside layer in marble and the middle being in brown. I'm using a cream cardstock, and I debossed with Carfty Meraki's Dancing Feathers Mini Slimline die. And if you're new to Carfty Meraki products, check out the link in my description box of the website. And you can also use Ishani 10 as a code for getting 10% off. I add some brown pieces behind my H, A and Y, and this was saved from the previous project. And I think it should be a little below. So I get my surgery equipment and get to the operation. And here, I think here it's better. For the birthday, I've heat embossed birthday on a brown cardstock again, and it looks a little stark white for all my other warm tones around. So I think I can use a Copic pen, but I've heard the embossing powder spoils it. But I'll take a chance, and because watercolor markers will not tint the white, I use Copic to just color on my birthday. I adhere the fairy and the sentiment on foam tape. And what's a fairy card without the glitter? You know my love for all things sparkly. And here are two kinds of sparkles in these pretty bottles by Carfty Meraki again. Unicorn Magic Sparkle and Golden Illusion Sparkle. And I think I'll use Unicorn for this card, all things magical. Well, you have to get these sparkles. They make me so happy, and the beauty they add to a card is before you. I hope you enjoyed all the different ways that I have used these panels, the marbled panels. And here again, I have a very quick card. I promise my last. Our marble texture looks beautiful, but let's add some different texture to our paper. For this card, I have debossed Altenew's Dotted Starburst cover die on a panel that had some purple and blue marbling. So I plan to cut out some purple flowers from Primrose Blossom layering dies by Altenew. And then I have mixed some leaves from Lovely Envelope die set, and some from Dendrobium Orchids Builder Flower die set. And I have cut all of these and layered and now ready to assemble. I also have cut a happy from the same Carfty Meraki die as in my last project. And as I arranged them, let me share with you that this card is for Time Out Challenge's 8th birthday. If you're a card maker and are not playing at card making challenges, let me invite you to join us. Any questions you may have, please ask me in the comments, or you can message me on Instagram or any of my social media handles that I have linked in the description below. And please join us as we celebrate our 8th birthday at Time Out Challenges. And after I was happy with my arrangement, I go ahead and adhere them all. And then I add some bling with Carfty Meraki's Ebony Opal Gems. Let me show these to you a little closely. These are gorgeous, and the purplish tinge works so well with my flowers. I have linked to the next person in the hop below in my description box, so do stop by. Every new subscriber is worth all that goes in making a video. Please don't miss my other alcohol ink ideas that you can check in the end of the video. I hope you like this card and all the other cards. Please let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite and if you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great day. Bye bye.